Hey, welcome back to Delectable You, recipes for food and for life. Today we are gonna make some dark chocolate pecan butter cups. These are very decadent, and yes, they are indulgent, but they're actually waist friendly and probably the best dessert you could choose for your waistline because we're gonna use 85% dark chocolate. It only has 5 grams of sugar per serving, and we're only using 1 bar. They're 2.5 servings per bar. So in this whole recipe, we've only got about 12 grams of sugar for the whole recipe. Plus, we're gonna use homemade pecan butter. This doesn't have any added sugar either. So these are kind of awesome. Let me show you what you're gonna do. First thing, you gotta get prepared. So you're gonna grab yourself a plate or a pyrex dish or something, anything that you can put these silicone cupcake liners in. If you don't have silicone cupcake liners, don't worry about it, just use regular paper, it's all good. This recipe makes comfortably 6 pecan butter cups. I add a 7th one just for good luck, and you can kind of stretch it to 7. So if you are not totally comfortable, just stick with 6, but if you want to live on the edge, 7 is gonna do it. All right. Now, grab yourself a dark chocolate bar. You don't have to use 85%. If you don't want to, you can use 70. You can use whatever you want, really. My favorite is this one, Green and Black's Organic, because it's velvety and it's smooth, whereas a lot of dark chocolates tend to be gritty. This one is not. Let's take our chocolate and go over to the stove. All right, so as you can see, I've got this boiling. This is about 1.5 inches of water in a small saucepan that I boiled. But now I want to turn the heat off, take this away, and I'm going to take a metal bowl and just sit it over here like a double boiler. I'm not going to leave this boiling because first of all, I'm going to burn my hands if I do, but also it's going to scald the bottom of the chocolate, which is going to go in here. So you take your chocolate bar and you just break it up into small pieces, and we're gonna melt it down. Now, if you're too uncomfortable, put this in here. Oh, yeah. If you're not comfortable melting this down in a double boiler and you have a microwave, you can use the microwave to do this. You just have to put the chocolate in a glass measuring cup and put it in for 15 to 30 seconds at a time. Stir it around, put it back in, stir it around. You can't just melt it all in one shot because it'll start to seize up. So just remember that if you're using the microwave. But we're gonna use the stovetop method. This bowl is gonna get hot. You can use a glass bowl as well, as long as you know that it's tempered. But grab yourself a towel or something to hold onto the side of the bowl and just slowly start to move the chocolate around with a silicone spatula. And you're just gonna do this, just keep stirring it around until all of the chocolate is melted. Oh, yes. Okay, we are just about there. That took about 1.5 minutes, probably not even, to melt this down. And the reason I keep stirring it is because I really don't want the bottom to burn. Burnt chocolate doesn't taste very good. Okay, now we're gonna remove this from the heat very carefully, and we're gonna take it over to our workstation and make ourselves some pecan butter cups. Okay, oh, this smells so delicious. So let's make some pecan butter cups. We are just gonna take a regular old spoon. We're gonna take about a teaspoon. You don't need more than that. And you're going to put it like this in the bottom of the cup and just swirl it around with a spoon and push it up the sides. The reason you don't need too much is because we're just creating a shell. We don't want to have thick chocolate because then it's going to be really hard and messy to bite into. Now, just do a little bit of touching up because I've got some bottom part that isn't quite covered. So we just want to essentially cover the bottom with chocolate and make sure there are no holes for our pecan butter to poke through. Here we go. That's it. Just do this with the rest of your cups. 6 or 7, whatever you want. All right. I'm gonna be a badass and I'm gonna go for number 7 because if number 7 is a little bit, not as complete, that's okay with me. Now it's really important that you get the chocolate up the sides, probably about like just almost halfway up the side of the cup, because you're creating a shell and you need the pecan butter to sit inside the shell. See? There we go. There we go. All right. We can't put the pecan butter in just yet because these need to harden. We need to harden the chocolate. So the next step is to put these in the fridge. If you want to speed it up, you can put it in the freezer, but this will harden in the fridge after about 10 minutes. So let's put it in the fridge, and then we're gonna add the butter. I'm gonna take the chocolate out of the fridge now. That didn't take very long. That took about 5 minutes for everything to set. See how they're set now? Now we can take our pecan butter. So I've showed you how to make pecan butter before, so you can source that video if you want. You also can just buy it from the store, or you can make whatever other kind of homemade nut butter you want, whether it's walnut or almond or cashew, whatever. This is your recipe, do whatever you want. And if you wanted to add a little bit of sweetener, maybe some maple syrup or something, go for it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna scoop up about a tablespoon of pecan butter, and I'm gonna just drop it in and spread it around so it's kind of even, but at least so that it goes up against the sides so there are no holes. And I'm gonna do this for every single one of them. All right, I'll go over them a little bit and see if you need to add a little bit more, because you do want the pecan butter or whatever butter you're using to come up almost to the top of the shell so that you can seal it shut with the chocolate. That's what we're going for. So do some touching up, flatten it out, and you're good to go. All right, lick your finger. If you're making these for other people, maybe don't lick your finger because you don't want your saliva on there for them. Okay, we have leftover chocolate. So what you're gonna do now is take another teaspoon of chocolate, and you have to work fast because the pecan butter is cold and the chocolate is gonna get cold fast. So you're gonna put the chocolate on top of the butter and spread it around to seal it up before it gets too cold, like that. And if you have to spin this to do it, go for it. There we go. And if you need a little bit more chocolate, you can just push it along the side or just get some more. There we go. And you're just gonna do this for all of them. Oh, and we have stuff for our 7th one, yay! There's just enough. Just enough for our 7th one, yes. We probably even could have done 8. Okay. Now, these are pretty much done. All you need to do is put them in the fridge and let them set. It'll probably take another 5 minutes, and then you've got your own homemade pecan butter cups. This is what they're gonna end up looking like. So you just peel the sides away from the silicone. This is why I like to use silicone, because it's so easy. And just peel the sides away and it'll pop out. It'll pop out. Oh, this one's a messy one because I've left it out a little bit too long. Oh, see, it popped out of its shell. So that's what it's gonna look like. It's messy and delicious, and it's decadent and indulgent, but it's good for your waistline. So you enjoy this chocolate. I bet you deserve it. That's it. That's how you make your own homemade chocolate pecan butter cups, or whatever kind of pecan or whatever kind of butter you use. Enjoy them as much as I do. I'm gonna eat this before it melts all over the table. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Lauren with Delectable You, and I will see you here again next time.